Powered by the Montana Television Network. This is the 10 o'clock news on Q2, Montana's news leader.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Jeanelle Slade.
And I'm Jay Cohn. Yet another rock slide in Billings tonight. The second one this summer damages a West End Billings home.
This time, the slide dropped a large boulder into a backyard, sending rocks large and small flying into the living room of the residence.
Several other rocks and boulders are scattered over the front yard of the house, which is located underneath the rims on 37th Street West.
And that's where we join Q2's David Jay live from the scene right now. David, what's the latest?
Oh, Jay, Jeanelle, we're up here at the top of 37th Street West, just north of Rimrock Road. We did talk with the homeowner when we first got here. He said that everybody got out of the home safely, so nobody is injured in this incident. Still have one patrol car on scene here. Everybody else has left, though. MDU was out here, as well as Northwestern and the Billings Fire Department. They're no longer here. It's pretty much just the officer and the mayor. And the mayor did tell us that Public Works Director Dave Mumford is on his way to examine the situation to make sure it's safe. We also did talk with the neighbor who lives across the street. He said at the time he was watching television and had headphones on, and so all he did is he felt it and then saw some dust in his yard, came out, and it was completely covered with dust when he got out here. And he's saying, if you've seen in some of the video we have that big rock, he says that one was actually still here. He thinks another rock fell down and hit that big rock and split, and then some of the smaller pieces went into the house. But they do have still some, just the one patrol car out here keeping people away. In fact, they moved us over here out of the way to just in case some more rocks might come down. But that is the latest from out here. Once again, nobody injured in this whole incident. Jay, Jeanelle, back to you.
All right. Thanks so much, David Jay.
Scary situation up there. Appreciate that report. Other news tonight, Montana and federal courts in the process of trying to determine whether Green Party candidates will be allowed to appear on Montana's November ballot.
But Montana's top election official wants the names to stay on the ballot, even if it's ruled later that they shouldn't be there. MTN's Mike Dennison reports.
5 weeks ago, a state judge in Helena ruled that all 5 of the Montana Green Party's 2018 candidates will not appear on the ballot this fall because of invalid signatures on petitions that qualified the party. That ruling is now on appeal to the Montana Supreme Court, and another lawsuit was filed this week in federal court to reinstate the candidates. But also this week, Montana Secretary of State Corey Stapleton asked the state Supreme Court to allow him to place Green Party candidates on the ballot, possibly before the case is decided. He says if the courts rule in favor of the Green Party, its candidates' names will be assured of being on the ballot, which must be certified by his office on August 23rd, just 1 week away. If the courts were to rule after that deadline that Green Party candidates remain invalid, Stapleton says any votes cast for them this fall simply won't be counted. The Montana Democratic Party, which won the initial ruling to invalidate the Green Party, says putting Green Party candidates' names on the ballot regardless is a terrible idea. It said on Wednesday that the Supreme Court should reject the request, and that having Green Party candidates on the ballot if they're invalid would only create confusion and cause people to have their votes uncounted. All these arguments could be a moot point, however. Stapleton's office told MTN News Wednesday it's expecting the state Supreme Court will offer some direction by next Thursday. Reporting from Helena, Mike Dennison, MTN News.
Thanks, Mike.
And the Green Party has candidates who filed to run for the U.S. House, along with the U.S. Senate and 3 state legislative districts.
The Montana Supreme Court will not change the ballot statement for Initiative 185. If passed this November, I-185 would raise tobacco taxes and help fund expanded Medicaid.
Now, earlier this month, a group funded by the tobacco industry asked the High Court to change the ballot statement on Initiative 185. The group claimed the statement lowballed the proposed tax increase and did not make it clear that the measure could increase state spending. But it's a unanimous Supreme Court that rejects the request.
Supreme Court Chief Justice Mike McGrath says while the statement includes a mathematical misstatement about part of the tax increase, it does not mislead voters about the intent of the measure. If approved by voters this fall, I-185 will increase taxes on cigarettes by $2 a pack, along with increasing taxes on other tobacco products.
Montana voters will decide the fate of that initiative in November.
Some sad news to report tonight. The body of a missing hiker in the Crazy Mountains has been found. Around 2 o'clock this afternoon, search and rescue crews located the 39-year-old volunteer from Michigan. He was reported missing Monday night when he didn't return from a hike. His body was found in a steep, rocky chute in Sweetgrass County. He was volunteering with the Rocky Mountain Goat Alliance with the Montana Fish, Wildlife and Parks. His identity has not yet been released.
Southeast of Billings, special water search dogs, along with dive teams using sonar, are continuing the search for 2 men on Bighorn Lake. They've been missing since a boating accident there on Saturday. Now today, part of the lake was closed off to the public as this recovery effort intensifies. Authorities say future closures will be determined on a day-to-day basis. Earlier this week, divers began to use remote-operated vehicles that have the ability to go deeper than the divers can and also illuminates the bottom of the lake. Also, 2 land and water canine search dogs were brought in to help in the search. The National Park Service's Submerged Resources Center team has now started to map the deeper parts of the main lake channel. 1 woman died, another man was injured in that crash on Saturday. Authorities still trying to piece together exactly how that boat accident occurred.
Tonight, as tourists and visitors watch from the sidelines, crews on the fire lines are working hard to stop the stubborn Howe Ridge fire in Glacier National Park. That
fire still burns out of control on the west side of the park after leveling several historic park buildings earlier this week. Now, a Type 1 incident team was briefed on the situation today. This is the scene there at McDonald. You can see Lake McDonald, the smoky conditions that still persist. One of that Type 1 team is a special team that is now assessing the resources available and deciding a new strategy moving forward.
Now, Fire Information Officer Diane Sine says the flames are growing on all sides. The rugged terrain posing a significant hazard to firefighters given the looming threat of falling trees and snags. Now, Sine says the park is thankful to get extra assistance from the Type 1 team and the additional resources that come with it.
Speaking of the fire scene, we're turning now to our chief forecaster, Bob McGuire. Bob, you can see the smoke there, and you have some interesting history about Montana and wildfires.
We were wondering, with all the recent wildfires, is there a trend starting to develop? So we went to Climate Central, looked out about 40 or 50 years, and here's what we came up with. Take a look at the data. We went to 1,000 acres or larger. These are the big fires, and you'll notice from 1970 all the way up to about 2017 last year, you take out a few of the blowout years where we had really just a lot of fires. These are the number of fires we had. As of 2017 last year, we had about 20 wildfires, large fires in Montana. Now, what about acreage? Well, that's been increasing too, but slowly and steadily. However, we have had a couple of blowout years, like in 1968, we had 700,000 acres there. Also last year in the Billings area and also across Montana, we had 225,000 acres on fire. We'll have what's coming up in your forecast in a few more minutes.
All right. Thank you, Bob.
Reaction tonight from the Eastern Montana Bishop just 1 day after a Butte bankruptcy judge approved a $20 million settlement between the Great Falls Billings Diocese and victims of clergy sexual abuse. That
lawsuit alleged that multiple priests and nuns in the diocese sexually abused children for decades. 86 plaintiffs involved in this 7-year-old lawsuit. Just months before it was set to go to trial, the diocese filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection. The following year, the diocese filed to dismiss the bankruptcy.
Bishop Michael Warfel said then that the legal case was draining too much church resources that could actually go to victims. The bishop calls this week's settlement another step in a long process.
Some people, I guess, would think it should be celebratory in that it was approved. I see it more as a matter of one more step along a process. There's still some documents that need to be signed because of amendments to what was presented, but I see there's a lot of challenges ahead.
Now, the bishop says the monetary part of the settlement will be distributed in about a month. That money coming from a number of sources that includes $4 million from parishes, $8 million from the insurance carrier of the diocese, and also from the sale of church properties. And as part of the settlement, the diocese will also post on its website a list of all known past and present clergy members identified by victims.
Plus, the diocese was ordered to develop a whistleblower policy, and all victims of abuse will be allowed to tell their stories.
A Pennsylvania grand jury says more than 300 Catholic priests sexually abused more than 1,000 children and likely thousands more over 7 decades.
Now they're finding out how the church covered it up. As it turns out, a trove of documents containing allegations and admissions of sexual abuse was kept locked up in so-called secret archives, with the only key in the bishop's hands.
The files contain strategies that were rules for covering up sexual abuse within the church. Many of those named in the sexual abuse cases have since been promoted in the church. But so far, the Vatican has yet to respond.
Coming up on tonight's 10 o'clock news, break out your pencils because it's time to add up how much those back-to-school supplies are going to cost you.
Plus, we're not kidding. Taking care of goats is hard work. We'll give you the inside scoop.
And later in sports, world champion Cowboys hit Billings starting tomorrow. Scott sets up the Yellowstone River Roundup.
You're watching MTN News with Jay Cohn and Jeanelle Slade. Storm Tracker weather with Bob McGuire. And sports with Scott Green. This is the 10 o'clock news on Q2, Montana's news leader.